Turner's Travels comes to you from Kibera in a suburb of Nairobi, Kenya. It is the second largest slum in Africa. The largest is Soweto in South Africa. They call it a township down there, and I've been there when I met Nelson Mandela. I've also been to the worst slums in the world, which are in Freetown in Sierra Leone, about the world's poorest country, and even Save the Children Fund say that that is the worst place in the world to bring up a child. Now, here are some statistics about Kibera. There's an estimated 1 million people living here, occupying an area of 2.5 square kilometers, comprising 1/4 to 1/3 of the population of Nairobi, who occupy only 6% of the area of the city. And Kibera is known for poor nutrition, disease and violent crime. And there's one pit toilet or long drop used per 100 people. And over 20% of the population have HIV/AIDS, and 4 out of 5 have no work. And this is due to government neglect, and this is by the world's highest paid politicians. And in 2011, I was standing within 20 meters of the President and Prime Minister of Kenya at the launch of their second constitution, August 2011, and they were mentioning Kibera, and there was a wave of reaction amongst the audience. And unfortunately since then, and not unsurprisingly, nothing's been done by government on an effective scale to alleviate the living standards in this slum. We British people have received a government warning not to come to low-income areas of Nairobi due to the insecurity of the country at the moment. So I've come with a tour group called Kibera Tours, and there's 3 Israelis with me, and I feel quite safe here. And I have always taken an interest in poor people because I visited slums in Santa Marta 30 years ago, August 1984, and I was strangled. I had my ear slashed with a switchblade at 9:30 in the morning. And I'm very pleased to be back in this type of environment. And of course we're aware that locals will see us as rich camera-totting tourists who can afford to be robbed. But it's the violence that goes with it, or the loss of film. And I wonder if I can actually find a local person and see if we can get any more information. Sir, could you spare a moment, please?
Hi.
What's your name?
I'm Kennedy.
Kennedy?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard what I've just said, but could you add any detail to what it's like living in Kibera?
Okay, Kibera is a very nice place, but it's just that people are taking it negatively, because if you go to media and the internet, you'll find that Kibera is a very bad place, but if you go to real sense, it's a very nice place. Okay, Kibera is contained like 1.5 million people, that's approximately, but you can't tell the number because of most of the people are coming in. The people who are going out, they are much lesser than those ones who are coming in. Okay, Kibera actually started, it was just like a forest. So people were coming from rural areas to come and occupy space. And most of the people who are living in Kibera, they don't have that much earning job. They are just like casual laborers. So they have to go to work and then come evening and then settle their bills. Most of the people here do use train because we have the buses, but the buses are more expensive than the train. So you can find most of the people using the train because the train is more cheaper than the buses.
But we're standing in the iconic centre of Kibera along the railway track, and you're telling me that 3 trains a day come here but non-stop?
We have 3 trains a day. We have a train for trash collection, and then we have the cargo one, and then we have the passengers.
Right. We saw a film recently in England called The Constant Gardener, Ranulph Fiennes, and we saw the railway line, and we saw the rooftops, and we saw that the film company left behind some infrastructure that you could use, such as a bridge and toilets. Were you here when they were filming?
No, the filming was being filmed when I was here, but it was on another area. You can find in the film the tents, they are just on the top of the houses.
Well, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Perhaps I'm old-fashioned, but I get really tired of loud music. Now, I wouldn't mind sleeping the night here if I had water, but it's the music. Do you ever get tired of listen to every family in a 360-degree circle around your house, listen to music and noise in one direction that you can hear within your house, hearing this music. Do you get tired of the noise or not?
No, we do get tired, but because Kibera is a very big place, we have many communities, people of different cultures are there, so they do their own culture from their homes.
Right, okay. What's the best thing that you like living in Kibera?
Okay, like me, I was born in Kibera, went to school in Kibera, raised in Kibera. Kibera is a good place, but it's just that people are neglecting it. Because me, I went to school here, I can speak good English.
Right, you tell us Kibera gets negative press, but it deserves it, because if any visitor or tourist gets robbed or beaten, well then it's really bad news. The British High Commission in Nairobi don't say stay away from low-income areas for nothing. They've probably had tourists, visitors, going there needing help because they've lost their money and passport. Tell us about any incidents that have been negative and then positive.
Okay, we had incidents way back before we started it, because as we do the Kibera tours, there were incidents, because you know most of the people in Kibera, if they see a white person, they think that that person has money.
Yeah, let me just pause you there.
Yeah.
I've always known this, but the thing is, I can save up all my money and I go home and I'm overdrawn in the bank. So the money's gone and I've got to start saving again. We've got the power to continue saving, but that doesn't mean we're always rich. We can be skint, we can be short of money and struggle to come here. So there is a medium way to think. Anyway, you can continue about the negative stories that have happened here in the past. What have you heard about tourists happening to them before you set up your company?
Okay, the tourists are being robbed, it's true. Because if you come like this bag, they'll take it, they want to know whether you have a laptop or something else. But we came to educate them and to give them a positive side of it. We told them we are coming here with the tourists, but they are coming here on a positive way. Not to bring harm, but if you see them saying hi, we have some schools are here are being built by the tourists, we have some churches, we have some community, we have some library. So that's the positive side.
Let me ask you an awkward question, because I like asking awkward questions. Why do you charge me so much money, 2,500 Kenya shillings for a tour? Tell the audience where that money's going so that I feel better in giving you the money.
Okay, if you are, we charge 2,500 per person for tour, and that money doesn't go. Kibera tours is like a community thing. So we do take you to different places. We take you to women organizations which are HIV positive. We need to support them. We are taking you to a bio center. People have contracted.
Yeah, but your well-paid politicians support the HIV programs.
You know, the problem here with the Kibera, most politicians, they do just come in when they want votes. But after election, you won't be seeing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big problem here.
So you have a cynical but accurate interpretation of political thinking.
Yeah.
Right. Now, how long has your organisation been set up to make visitors welcome to Kibera?
Okay, this organisation was set up like 6 years ago.
Because I found you in the Lonely Planet.
Yeah. We had a friend from, she was called Michelle, from the States. So she was just visiting one of the places in Kibera. She didn't have anybody to take her around. So when we saw her taking some photos, we asked her, so why are you taking these photos? Because it was a strange thing. We hadn't seen somebody coming into Kibera taking photos. And then she told us, okay, I'm interested in touring the Kibera, but I don't have somebody to show me around. So when we show her around, and then she was very much interested. And then she told us, you guys, you are very good people. When I'm going back to States, I will get you a surprise. So when she went back, she did a website, and then she told us to go to a cyber cafe and watch the link. So when we went there, we found her posting our photos and telling people about Kibera. Kibera is very good. So that's how Kibera was started.
Do you have competitors from other tour companies?
At the moment, there are no competitors because most of the people here, as I told you earlier in Kibera, they don't have that much English to talk about. They don't.
You see, so far, as far as I'm concerned, Sierra Leone has got the worst slums in the world because the slums there are on the mountain sides and the houses are even closer cramped together and smaller than here. But you say for sales talk now, the most friendliest slums in the world.
Yeah.
But when I get robbed, all slums to me are the same.
Yeah, it's true. You know, when once bitten, twice shy.
Yeah,
it's true. But for Kibera here, at the moment, we haven't seen any negative side of it at the moment with the tours because we try to eradicate people. Because most of the people who are being robbing others, they are the young people. That find them just idling around. They don't have much to do.
Back to what that American lady said. people have often said to me, oh, why are you here? Why are you taking pictures of poverty? Why the rubbish? Why the tin shacks? Because most people in Britain, when they go on holiday, they want a luxury holiday. They live in a luxurious house, we all do in Britain, and they want more luxury, 4 or 5 star. Now I like to go abroad and rough it a little bit, so I really appreciate the other side of life, and to try and tell people in Britain and in schools that there is a different side of life to what we're used to. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to pan the camera 360 degrees, so hopefully people can move out of the way. Just stay here. He's going to say goodbye to That gives you a good idea of the railway track and the ambience in which we find ourselves. What we're going to do now, we're going to continue having a look around Kibera, and if there's anything of note, Turner's Travels will be back. Thank you, Kennedy, for your contribution.
You are welcome.
Thank you very much. This is the heart of Kibera. And this is the main street. It is just mud. And in a few hours' time, with these shoes on, I'll be sitting on a British Airways aircraft. I don't have a change of footwear. And you can see that this open sewer passes by a warm and dotted mud-built building. And you've got people walking by. The smell of the open sewer cannot be translated into a video. But these people are really living in the depths of despair. It is smelly, it is dirty, it is unhygienic. And this is where you will find it's a crucible of disease. And we're told by the guides that the electricity here is free because they've illegally tapped into the system. And I think the government should be very pleased that there is some degree of compensation of getting free electricity for living in a place like this. No rich politician should have a clear conscience knowing that 1 million people are living here when they are wallowing in wealth. I hope this video will touch you like it's touching us. Thank you.